So I want to have a conversation about Black women, about our safety, our protection, about how we treat and see each other. I just watched the latest episode of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, and like many people, I'm watching because I saw the scene of Erica Mena calling Spice a monkey repeatedly. And I was really surprised to see that Mona or whoever are still including Erica Mena in dialogue and in scenes. Like, I could see the cast talking about it, but I don't understand why Erica Mena is being given any more platform. Like, especially because even in that moment, she's not being accountable. She's not apologetic. Like, it's all half-assed, and it's all her still playing a victim. Like, I just don't understand. And then I'm very confused by Black women on this app saying that they were both wrong. I'm so confused. To me, it was very clear that when Spice said, "Your son don't like you," she was talking about her parenting. She was not attacking her son. And even if she was, why would that justify her assaulting Spice? Because be clear, when she picked that table up and threw it into Spice's stomach, that was an assault. And then she took it even further and she called this woman a monkey repeatedly and made animal sounds, and like, it was just unreal. I just don't understand how that is a natural response. We're acting like that's a natural response to somebody saying you're a bad parent. Like, how is that a natural response? No. Only women are allowed, Black women are allowed to join my live. Sorry. Having a conversation about Black women. This is a space for Black women. Please don't ask to join my live if you are not a Black woman. You can listen, you can engage in the comment section, but I want to hear from Black women. I'm talking about Black women. So, yeah, I'm really disappointed by Black women supporting Erica Mena. And I think that we are confused that because Erica Mena has been in relationships repeatedly with Black men and she has children by Black men, that she cannot be anti-Black. And that's clearly furthest from the truth. Yes, if you ain't Black, don't. Yes. Thank you. But yeah, like, I'm really disappointed to see so many Black women still supporting Erica Mena. I was really surprised to see that any footage was still shot with her. I was surprised to see that they included her. Like saying that she was fired after you aired these episodes, still including her, really is another slap in the face. She should have been fired when it first happened. I believe it should have aired because I'm old enough to know that this is not the first time that Erica Mena has called Black people monkeys. Like, literally. It is not the first time she has done this. And I'm old enough to know that. This is the first time we've seen it on camera like this. Like, the veins was popping out of her head. Like, she meant this. She said this shit with her whole chest. She meant to be harmful. And to watch everything Spice went through leading up to that, stop asking to join my live. If you are not a Black woman, there is no reason for you to want to participate in this live. You can sit, you can talk, you can listen and learn from the experiences of Black women, but you should not have anything to say. You should not be trying to join this live. Please do not try to join this live if you are not a Black woman. Please don't make me have to keep repeating that. That is like ridiculous. I'm specifically speaking on an issue that impacts Black women. Black women are supporting each other right now. And that's why I'm asking for only Black women to join the live. Because this is something that we need to talk about. So again, I feel like, even with this conversation regarding Sexy Red, Black women have to do some work to really unpack our own internalized misognoir. Like, it's been programmed into all of us. Like Black women, our victimization, our harm, our attacks, they're always normalized. There's always a way, they always find a way to justify the harm that Black women experience. And we've internalized that. And so now we look for the perfect victim, right? I saw this one creator, and I saw her a while ago when she was talking about bonnets, and I was like, yeah, no. And I see her going, like, being stitched repeatedly because she's saying something about diamonds and dirt. Are you really comparing, like, are you for real right now, Black woman? Like, that's wild to me. Like, I don't care how many clicks you get off of that. That is normalizing violence against Black women. If we start to pick and choose, okay, you can harm a Black woman because she's masculine, because she's loud, because she's short, because she's tall, because she's fat, because she's like when does it stop? When does it stop? Do you start normalizing violence against Black girls? Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. And this is the thing that normalizes and leads to what we saw with Takia Young. See, the reason why they ultimately decided to release that footage is because they knew misognoir would win. I posted about this girl, and everybody is coming in and saying how you shouldn't steal, you shouldn't be a thief, you shouldn't try to hit the cops with your car. This woman lost her 25 seconds. It took 25 seconds. If this was anybody but a Black woman, everybody would be outraged. If Breonna Taylor was anybody but a Black woman, everybody would be outraged. I mean, you think about it. Think about Breonna Taylor. The police fired into her house blindly. This woman was at home, sleep in her bed. Every American citizen should be alarmed, outraged, panicked, and nothing, because it was a Black woman, because we all want to believe that can't happen to us. It only happens to Black women because our violence is normalized. And I feel like every time I see anything involving a Black woman, the first thing I'm doing is I'm talking to myself about my internalized misognoir. I'm talking to myself. If you're not talking to yourself and having conversations and checking yourself, I don't understand. Black women, we deserve grace. And if we're not going to give it to each other, we're literally not going to get it anywhere. We're literally the world has shown you. A Black woman was just hit in the face with a brick, and Black men are doing everything they can to victimize this victim. Everything. They've gotten her account taken. They're calling her a liar. They're saying it's prosthetics. She's not a Black woman. She's everything they can to discredit this Black woman because she was assaulted for saying no. I need us to really understand, we cannot contribute to these narratives. When you recognize a Black woman being done wrong, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I don't care nothing in that conversation that Spice had with Erica Mena justified that woman calling her a monkey. And then again, she assaulted her. I don't know why charges aren't being filed. I don't know what kind of contracts they sign on these shows, but baby, somebody get my lawyers on the phone. She needs to be charged. That was an assault. And even if I was Shakina, assault. Ma'am, you took a verbal conversation and made it extremely physical and violent. And everybody's saying that they were both wrong. Make it make sense. Y'all always manage to find a way to blame Black women. I don't care who's involved. Y'all will exonerate the victimizer every time when it's a Black woman involved. I'm really surprised and really did not expect to see Black women contributing to this dialogue. We can't do that. That's too dangerous for us. It is too dangerous. This is why, I swear, this is why them police just released that footage. They was you know what? And that's why they haven't released the Kroger footage, because that Kroger footage likely shows that girl did not take anything. And so they need you to criminalize her. As long as you think she's a thief, she was trying to she was trying to drive over the police, even though her car was going to the right and the police were to the left. And he put himself directly in front of her car. with his gun drawn. Like, what, like, of course, we don't see black women as human, so nobody can understand how terrified and that her fight or flight instincts kicked in, and she tried to get out of there for her and her baby. She asked that man, "Are you going to pume me?" And he literally did. And like, even black men, like, if that was a black men would be losing it. I live in Akron. These black men, people are like literally, they are taking people's cars for protesting. Like, the police officers are getting in people's cars and driving them off the scene. They are like, and they're still protesting for Jayland Walker, but I hardly hear anything about Takia. She was 7 months pregnant. She left behind 2 children. Like, I'm very confused right now. Like, but the one thing I know is, like, black women, we can't contribute. Like, even if you feel something negative about something happening to a black woman, like, I'm sorry, like, I just, like, I the whole conversation about Sexy Red, like, it was just so pointless. Like, singing Dana Dane, like, why would you do that? That conversation started. Like, she brought that conversation to TikTok. Why would you do that? Like, she literally started an attack on a black woman, because here we go, everybody having think pieces about why she shouldn't exist and why she don't have a right to make music and talk about her own sexuality and her own body and liking this and liking that. Like, make it make sense. Why are we doing this to each other? Like, it was the woman who was talking about the rocks, the rubies, and they encased in the glass, and they on display, and they don't have no autonomy, and they are inanimate object, but they protected. Like, y'all really believe this respectability politics game y'all playing is gonna get y'all some protection from these men? From these men? They haven't shown you? Like, literally, the mere fact that a woman declined a man's number and got assaulted should have everybody in arms. Like, I don't care. I don't care if you have black daughters. I don't care if you have a wife. The fact that somebody thinks it's okay to pick up a rock and assault somebody because they declined their advance. I was in a live yesterday. One of my mutuals was hosting a live, and these men was putting brick emojis in the comment section. I've seen men making jokes about assaulting women with bricks. Let me read some of these comments. Exactly. Moving just like white cheese supremacists. Like, it is like literally from their playbook. Like, we saw this with Trayvon Martin when they was posting pictures of him with holding up his middle finger. Every picture they posted of him, like we see this every time. That's why we know Joy Floyd's criminal background. Like, we see this every time, but it's okay to do it to black women. Like, the way they did Roe, the way they went all the way back and found videos from last year of her doing skits. And first it was, oh, this was her attacker. This is what she did to antagonize this man and make him. And then when it was like, oh, no, that video's from last year. Y'all lying. Y'all making it up. And it says it's a skit. Oh, well, if this is what she do, this is her patterns. I ain't never seen men work so hard to prove somebody guilty. Then I saw one live, and they had some man call in and say the incident never happened because he was the owner and his security was out. So somebody could just call in and discredit this black woman. She has this big injury protruding out the side of her face. She, like, you see her immediately after the incident happened. You seen her in the hospital. You see her tears. You saw her tell her story, and she is instantly discredited because somebody called on the phone during your live and said she lying? Are y'all for real right now? That's how y'all doing black women. That's how y'all doing. Y'all, like, do y'all recognize, like, what danger that leads to for black women? And not even just black women, for the black community. because they can pull this fucking card anytime they want to. We did something to harm a black person. Let's just figure out a way to discredit them. Like, it is literally the tools of the white tea, like, literally. And we doing it to ourselves in our own community. Like, I am so disappointed. Like, and like, I'm gonna tell you, like, y'all know I have divested a long time ago, and I did not think I could be disappointed in black men. But like, I am truly disappointed in black men and their handling of this situation. Like, black men constantly saying, she's not my wife, she's not my mother. But she's somebody's wife. She could be somebody's mother. Like, you would want for your mother, like, that could be your mother. Like, somebody could see your mother out and see how attractive she is, ask her for her number, and she declined, and because they know it's okay, it's all right with you, bruh. Just pick up a rock. And I saw another one. I don't remember what this black woman was. She was in Africa. The same thing happened to her. Took her eye. Thank you guys for the gift. I shared her story. I didn't duet it, but I shared it. A black woman in Africa, in an African country, like literally the same thing just happened to her, and this man took her eye. And she was with her boyfriend. She was with her boyfriend. Her boyfriend was like, nah, man, she's good. And this man took her eye. He picked up before she could do anything. Like, this is what y'all want to normalize? Y'all are justifying this? Y'all are finding ways. It's like if y'all put all that effort, they would have directed that energy into finding this man, we would know who he is. We would know who he is right now. Look at all that. Everybody became a detective to discredit this black woman. Did anybody become a detective to find the guy who did this to her? Like, y'all want him still running the streets? No, sorry, stop asking to join my live. No men shall join my live. I am talking about black women. Please stop doing it. Please stop doing it. Black women, you are welcome to join, but nobody else, okay? I'm talking about black women issues. What could you contribute? What could you possibly contribute? You could listen. Listen and learn from black women. That's y'all's problem. When black women speak, y'all want to start talking too. She was a Nigerian woman. Oh, you said a Nigerian was beaten to death in a club. What? See, that, like, and that's what it is. Like, now it's like every time you turn on this app, you're seeing black women traumatized. Like, it is so scary, so hard. One of my mutuals texted me today, and she was like, you good? I ain't see you on TikTok today. And I'm just like, I get to the moments where I'm like scared to open this app. It's like scary to open this app because you're going to keep seeing black women traumatized. Like, I want black women to like be safe. I want black women to stop. And like, people, when I say this, they say, oh, you hate men. No, I don't. I love black women. Like, we have to stop cohabitating with them. We have to stop having their babies. Stop letting our sons, our brothers, our cousins, our nephews live in our house. Like, I am seeing so many stories of black women losing their lives just cohabitating, trying to love and provide and support these men. Like, what, like, if you're unaliving your mother, like what is off limits? All right, we're going to have somebody come up. Please be a black woman.
Hi, hey.
Hey.
Listen, I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to be long, I promise, but
Okay.
I am currently going through this right now on my job with a black male patient, a black male patient. Let me tell you, he embarrassed me in front of the whole facility by I was talking to the person that was working with him. He was my patient, but somebody else was working with him, and he told them, saying, look here, I want to get off and stop talking to me. She holding you up, meaning me, and I can't stand her. And the lady said, that's okay, I'm gonna take care of you. I'll go ahead and get you out. He said, no, she, meaning me, she is holding you back. And he like, oh my God, he like lashed out at me bad. But the person, but the person that he talked nicely to, okay, just imagine who they were.
Mm-hmm.
He talks really nice to them. Okay. And then he looked over at me. It took all of me to sit down. I sat down and I didn't say anything. He looked over at me and said, "What you looking at?" Girl, let me tell you, this is what I deal with on a daily basis on my job with black men. Girl,
That's crazy. Like nobody's like
it,
they're making it where nobody wants to serve and help them. Like
it's,
I just made a post and I was like, what is going to happen to black men when black women start to self-preserve and put our own safety and well-being first, and they're out on their own? Where are they going to go?
I know, but look, and I'm gonna just say one more thing. Like, say if I have if my patient happens to be is a black guy, when he walks in the door and he realizes that I'm going to be the one taking care of him from the door, he stops the other people and let them know, I want you to, put my needles in.
He don't want your
If
service.
he do not listen, when you come in, you
Wow.
have to weigh. He got on the scale, weighed himself, and it's on paper. He handed me that paper. He tried his very best not to touch me, to hand me the paper without touching me, and the paper fell on the floor. This
Wow.
is what I have to deal with on a regular basis with black people. Do you hear me? Oh
I
my
believe
God.
you. I believe
Yes.
you.
On a daily basis. But this last one, this
Thank you
this
guys.
this this last one really hurt me though. It took a lot for me to just sit down and not say anything. It really did. It hurt. This
I
one took,
believe you. I
and
believe you.
I still have to go back and face it again. So I hopefully I can like stay strong and just go back and face it again. And what I do, I just try not to say anything, and that's the only way I can get by is just don't say anything.
Don't say
But I
that's
understand.
wow. We not safe anywhere. I'm sorry you're going through that.
Mm-hmm.
I can imagine how
Mm-hmm.
hard that is.
Yes, he told that girl, said, it ain't you, it's her. I can't stand her. I mean, oh my God. And like I said, it was the other person. When they come over, he'll say, yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am. That's how he talks to the other people.
But he disrespects you and rude to you, and he yes a master them. I believe it.
Yes. Oh
I
my
believe it.
freaking God. Yes, thank you. That's all I wanted to say. But
Thank
like,
you so much for sharing your story. I believe it. And I'm sorry you're going through that.
I know, me too, but I just have to, I don't know, stick it out and just as much as I can.
That's why we need safe spaces. We need to create our own community so we can work for each other and work for ourselves and not have
Yeah.
to interact in these very unsafe spaces and
Yeah,
places
but
because
look, when you say work for oh, I know what you mean when you say work for ourselves. Because I was going to say we still might have to encounter them,
we need our own community. We need our own communities.
but we
Go.
still might have to encounter them like that. Those
Not
kind.
if we build our own communities,
Mm-hmm.
like seriously, like our own communities where we can do it. We can do it. There
Mm-hmm.
are black women communities, all black women. Google and search. We need
Okay.
to start being creative because we deserve safety.
Hey,
And
look.
we're not going to
So
get it out here in the world. Thank you guys so much for the gifts. We're not going to get it out here in this world.
look.
And black men have definitely demonstrated that with this situation with Roe.
Look, so there with that, okay, if it's all about, I see what you're saying now. If it's an all black community, then there's not that other person that they have to tell on us because that's what's happening to me now. That the black man tells on me to the other
hmm
people, if you know what I mean. So if
I
those
just
people are not there,
I just saw one of my mutuals. I don't know if we're mutuals, but Crutches and oh my God, why can't I think of her name? She just said, I just shared it. She said, black men are not the men of the black community. They're the police.
yes,
They're the police.
yes,
And that, like that red Crutches and Spice, thank you so much. Crutches and Spice just said it. She said that they are the police.
yes, they
And
are.
that just resonated. That is so true. That
Mm-hmm,
they are still the overseer. They
mm-hmm.
are gonna run to Massa and tell, yes,
They tell on me. Do you hear
yes,
me?
I
They
believe
tell on
you.
me. Okay.
Mm-mm-mm.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing.
Mm-hmm.
Terry, did you want to speak? Somebody's paused. I can't tell. I can't see her name because she's paused.
How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you, Terry?
I'm good, and a little bit feeling some type of way when she's talking about these black men and the way that they treat her as part of her, part of her job.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a rebel. I'm a rebel. That's why I'm always in trouble, because in a position such as that, I would have to lean in real close and ask them, how proud do you think your mother is of you right now? It would just say it's just something that would have to be done, because ignoring it is not going to make it go away.
It's
I
not.
don't,
But you
I
just
don't,
don't know where you're safe at. And
it,
honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you, Miss Terry. I don't know if these men love their mamas.
well,
I
I
don't
just,
know if they love their
I,
mamas. Let me just, I'm gonna interrupt you one more time. For one more second. Please do not request to join my live if you are not a black woman. I do not create space for black men. I do not need to hear what y'all say. It's all over the internet. We know how y'all feel. I don't care. I don't care if you support black women. If you do, then support us in the comment section. Support us by sharing the live. Support us by liking the live. Support us by listening to us and our experiences. Thank you, Miss Terry. Go ahead and share.
yes, ma'am. I'm just one of the old heads. So it's a lot of things that I still believe in. I believe that a man should show chivalry to a woman.
I do
And
too.
and I started teaching my son when he was 5 years old. You open the door for a lady. It's just that simple. And now we are living in a society. I'm 62 years old. I'm really not that hard to look at. But my men, black men, will not look me in my face. And when they do and they speak, I'm in such a state of shock. Thank you, sir. I want them to know you are appreciated. But for the biggest part, they refuse to see us. What is it that you are afraid of? What is it? Somebody's talking about what kind of woman, what makes us a good woman, what makes us a bad woman. I'm a grown woman. I've done my duty. I've raised my son to manhood. I've done what I'm supposed to do. I don't have to wash your clothes. I don't have to cook your meals. I don't have to do any of those things. And
Amen.
you can't make me. You can't make me. You're talking about a safe place. We need to start having groups, whether it's from state to state or whatever the case may be. These are conversations that need to be heard,
Yes,
need to
ma'am.
be talked about.
Yes, ma'am.
Why is it that the the blood of our blood that you would desire to destroy us?
Hmm.
We are Mother Earth. Without us, you wouldn't even be here.
Wouldn't even be here.
What, what are y'all doing? Where did this disrespect come from? What happened? What happened? I I was married for 30 years, and I really, when my husband passed and I decided to start trying to date again, y'all, I thought it was going to be a piece of cake. But all I found were men looking for mothers.
Looking for mothers.
And I had closed, that chapter is closed. I I know what I need. I know what I deserve, and so I just decided to take a Sabbath. So I'm 3 years strong in it. Why? Because I don't need you to tell me what's going on down there. I already got that taken care of. You need to get my mind. I'll go with you, but y'all, you men. If y'all listening in this life, stop trying to lead us to the middle of the damn road and walk away. We're not gonna follow you when you ain't got no path. What is you saying?
No path.
No paths. No
No
path.
path.
And what we're not gonna do, we're not gonna allow y'all to come in all broken, crumbled up and expect us to fix you. No. No. This is a daily journey working on our damn selves, trying to be the best that we can be. growing and not giving a damn what people think about us, how they feel about us. I am on the level of I don't give a fuck. Black, white, purple, green. You will not, because I won't allow you to. To
Amen.
do that means I
Amen.
will allow you to destroy my peace. No, you will not. No, you will not. And I got enough sense to know that I got a hell of a shorter journey in front of me than I do behind me. So stop playing with me. Stop doing that. Women, we as black women get, I don't know how to say this and say it in a nice way. If we are in the system of life, if you will, if the only thing that we're doing is looking down, where do we expect to go? Looking down. No, baby, I'm looking you dead in your eyeball.
Say
Cause
that.
guess what? Guess what? Even if you feel like you better than I am, but you're not. But you're not. And I'm going to say this and let somebody else say, y'all better believe this. When it's all said and done, we are nothing but dirt. Actually, we're not even dirt. We dust. So let's get our dusty asses together and do what we need to do in order to be happy. We can be happy, y'all.
We can be. I believe that.
I'm just saying. I'm so tired. I'm just so tired. Uh, I was looking for a man. I said, "Fuck that! I'm not looking for a man no more.
No
Hell,
more.
I'm letting
I'm with
find
you.
me. I'm letting find me. Cause you know what? It's too much work. Cause if I go looking for him, he gonna have an expectation. But when he get to me, he gonna what you see is what you get. And I'm not changing a damn thing. Love every single fault I got. I want you to love it. Everything about me, because I love just that hard. I'm not going to try to change. It's too late. We ain't in no changing. We're not in the changing phase. That's done past.
That done passed. We done did
That's
enough
done
of that.
past. Yeah,
It's time
nigga,
for them
you
to
snore.
change.
All
It's
of it's
time for
time
them to
for a
evolve.
change. Yes,
It's
lady, it's
time for
time for
black
a
men to
change.
evolve.
Stop letting these men lay up in your face and snore, and you sitting up worrying about the bills. What
Say,
world is that?
say that.
No,
Be
we-
alone.
no,
Be
we're
alone.
not
You have
doing
one less
that.
mouth to feed.
Exactly. If he's not gonna uplift you, if you got to spend one damn dime on him for a grain of rice, you're really doing too much.
You
You
doing
really
too
are.
much.
Yeah,
You
you're
doing
doing too
too
much.
much.
You're just
Tell
doing
him,
too
Miss
much.
Terry. Thank
I'm
you.
just I'm just saying.
And I
Shit.
wanted to chime in on this, Miss Terry. You asked the question why and why we've gotten to where we are. And I'm so sorry I'm rude. I wanted to say good everyone. Wait, when you asked the question why, and I'm just sitting here listening. I'm about to be 42, and I have the thoughts like I've really given up on the black man, and it's even hard that it was a point in time where I had a whole nother perception, but now that my eyes are open and I see,
Uh-huh.
it
Hmm.
has changed. It's like I've done a
Yeah.
whole 360. But I wanted to say this: you asked the question why, and why have we gotten to this point? Like the hierarchy. Sometimes I think, okay, the hierarchy is the white man, then the
Mm-hmm.
white woman, and then the
Uh-huh.
black man, and then the black
Mm-hmm.
woman. We at the bottom of the totem pole, right?
Uh-huh.
And
Right.
one thing that the white man had given the black man charge over was black women. And now that we are becoming to be more independent, it's like they're lashing out. Like they resent us because we're becoming to be more independent. We don't have to be dependent on them anymore like it was back in, the old days.
Mm-hmm.
And they're lashing
Mm-hmm.
out. They're literally lashing out on us
And
because
you know
they
what? I'm gonna interrupt you for just 1 second, V. I actually watched the Barbie movie today, and
Ooh.
it literally made me think of black men. So Ken went to the real world and he saw men in power, and he tried to fit in there and tried to get power there, and he couldn't. So he went back to his own community and he took those same tools, he bought the books back with him and everything, and he used the tools, those weapons, against the women in his own community. And it literally made me think of black men. It literally made me, I was like, I feel like a lot of TV mocks black men, a lot of movies, but it made me think of them. Instead of him trying to figure out how he can compete and get on the level of his oppressor or the man who has what he wants, his only thought is to go back and oppress those in his own community.
Hmm.
That's his
Right.
first instinct.
Hmm. Yeah.
Can I
Well,
can
That's
I
true.
interject for a moment?
yes, ma'am.
Good evening, ladies.
Hello.
Hi.
I, I have been seeing a lot of this negative talk concerning black women and how we're perceived in the community and why we aren't protected by black men. And I just want to say this because I feel like this can be a space that it can be said without the vitriol.
Hmm.
The very first space I ever felt unsafe with a black man was as a young girl in my black family
Yes,
with my
ma'am.
black male
Yes, ma'am.
counterparts, my
Yes, ma'am.
black male
Hmm.
relatives,
Very
my
Hmm.
true.
uncles, my cousins.
Hmm.
And so we have this situation where these men cannot stand up and say something to protect a black woman because they themselves are the victimizers of black women, be it the girls and the women in their own family or the
Hmm.
Exactly.
spouses and the relationships they choose to interact in.
Exactly. Yes.
So, as a 52-year-old woman that has traveled a very long road trying to fit in with societal norms and
Hmm.
how they think we should act, which I
Hmm.
have totally thrown away now at
Yeah.
52. I'm through with it because it just doesn't work. Every time
And
I
I'm.
get to a point somebody moves it, it's not
Mhm.
good enough. Work a little
Mhm.
harder, work a little longer,
Yeah.
break it back
Yeah.
a couple of more sections, and you
Right.
still haven't done enough.
I'm
So
62, so
I'm
I feel
done with
you
that.
100%, Monica. I feel you. I'm 62 years old, and if
And
somebody had
so,
told me that this is what my life was going to be at this point, I would have laughed at them. I'm telling you.
right, me,
But
me also, because I wanted the American dream, the house, the kids,
exactly.
the husband,
Yes.
the stay at home in my little apron and become Susie Homemaker and Donna Reed for my kids and all this. That's what
Yes.
I envisioned for
In
myself.
That was, but let
Um,
me let me add this for everybody that's in here. Miss Monica, you made a very valid point. That's one of the things as black women that we have had to overcome. It's the secrets, baby. Everybody acting like Uncle Jerry didn't do what Uncle Jerry did, or
exactly.
cousin bro. Now that's not, you just a fast ass. You a
Right.
helper.
Mm-hmm.
And all this,
Mm-hmm.
and us having to fight. And I'm not talking about stop, quit. I'm talking about boloing with a grown ass man to save me. To
Right.
save me. Because there wasn't nobody there to save me. I had to.
Exactly.
I had to.
And so,
And so I took all of that. I started at the age of 15 years old. I had a mindset. And that mindset was I'm not, I will not be treated like that. I just won't. And lo and behold, married a man. First 10 years of the marriage, I got my ass whooped for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
mm,
He was a professional abuser. He knew exactly where to hit me, how to hit me. So as to show no scar, 'cause we had to keep up our reputation. You know, we go to church and we go to social functions. I had to be this. But one day I woke up, Monica, and I
yes.
sit across from him, and the words I said to him, mark the calendar. Cause as of today, if you happy, you gonna make your damn self happy. Cause I'm done. And I meant it from the depths of my heart. And I had a rage in me I've been working on for damn near 7 years to come back. I'll never be that little girl or that young girl again. But I tell you what, you can like me. You don't have to. I'm at the level of fuck everything. And I mean that. I mean that. I
I
have
hope
no
more
fear.
black women come to that level because we are sacrificing ourselves more than enough. We've been on the front line. We started the Black Lives Matter movement. We've been on the front line for black men constantly, and here we are being told by black men that we can't be protected and we're not deserving. It's unbelievable. But I want to
It
let
is.
Monica go ahead and finish. Miss Jones, let's
Yes,
let
go ahead.
Monica finish speaking
Yes,
to
Well,
ma'am.
you.
I was seeing in the comments where people are saying that we know what the problem is. How do we get out of it? And that is very much so what Miss Jones was just saying. We had to keep up appearances. We had to go around the very abusers that
Yes.
victimized us and smile and act like nothing was going on. We had to go to family reunions. We had to go to work. We had to go out in society and interact with the very people that hurt us and not point it out and not tell it. So what we as women now have to do is stop in this vein that we have been raised in, where we pull a cover over the sins of the black man and
Mm-hmm.
act like it doesn't happen. We do
Mm-hmm.
it for our sons, we do it for our fathers, we do it for our uncles, we do
Yes.
it for every black man that we run across. We hide their secrets to make them appear to be upstanding citizens.
Just
We
like
we
that.
we will take our paychecks and go to the last dime and let that man that we're with take the credit for everything that we have. We will ease money across the restaurant table so he can look like he's paying for a meal.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
When we stop covering for these men and start telling them and showing them, no, you aren't anything and you have done nothing, and stop with the look. We have a habit of making a big deal over very minute things, and
Mm-hmm.
we have to make it such a, because we know he's not going to do anything else. He doesn't have a big thing in him. He doesn't have a grand idea
I
in
want to
him.
just interject for 1 second. I agree with you. I agree. Black women need to stop, and I say that all the time on my platform. Stop cohabitating. Stop having their babies. I don't care if it's your. I say that, but we also have to recognize and realize that that is going to increase the violence against us. This whole conversation, and it's not just about Roe. But be clear, like you could be walking down the street minding your business and reject one of these men, and they think they are entitled and have a right to assault you. He could have taken this woman's life for just saying no.
Well,
And
Senator,
I've shared on my platform, this is not the first time that this has happened to black women. There are black women who have lost their lives for saying no to a black man.
I
So
can
while we
remember
do
growing
need
up.
to keep these men out of our house, we also need to start protecting ourselves. We were talking about this yesterday. We need to get some hand-to-hand combat training. We need to get protection, get armed. I have a call to action folder playlist on my profile, trying to figure out a way to help all black women get armed and figure out how to protect ourselves, because even when we divest in greater numbers, the more we start to divest, the more unsafe we are going to be, because these men believe that they are entitled to us. They believe that they have a right to us. And you see who they are when you tell them no. And it doesn't matter where you're at. And that's what we're learning. So yes, we
I
don't need to have them in our house, but we also need to protect ourselves out here in these streets and be prepared for everything, because as we can see, nothing's off limits. Like, black men are literally making jokes about hitting black women with bricks. They've made this a joke. We were in a live yesterday and the black men were putting bricks in the comments talking about you'll learn how to talk to somebody. I just saw a video of a black woman saying that she was in line and she turned around, and when she turned around, she was facing a black man, and he said, "Wow, you're pretty." And she said, "Thank you." And he responded to her, "That's how you don't get hit with a brick."
Oh no, baby,
Oh,
no.
hell
That's how
no.
you don't get hit with a brick.
Baby,
So watch the
no.
video on here right now. The
Baby,
black woman
I'm
was
no.
in
telling
her
you
car
this.
and she was at the bank at the ATM
Baby,
getting money
no.
out. and turned to walk away. And this man told her that's how you don't get hit with a brick. So these men are
See,
dangerous
This
everywhere.
is yeah, this is beginning to be very dangerous because all this rhetoric that's going around. Just imagine a men that may have been on the fence or just didn't know which side to take. Know probably deep down inside that it was wrong, but due to the pride and the ego, they're wanting to be, and wanting to be accepted by the other men and not be called a simp and all this good stuff, right? So just imagine how many people are listening to this rhetoric, you know what I'm saying? And it's just
Exactly.
it's been embedded in their brain, and they're almost to the point where now they feel like it's right, and they'll walk out with confidence and do it now. you
Yep.
you, you get what I'm saying? Like, this
They're
is,
making it more dangerous for us. This
yes.
yeah.
rhetoric that normalizes this violence against black women makes it more normal. I was just saying this is why police released that footage of Takia Young, because they knew misognoir would get the best of us. They knew that people would lean into her being a criminal and criminalize her and talk about the fact that she, like, anything they could, because this is what our black men in our own community do. It's the same
Well,
respectability politic game that they play.
I
I
like
grew up on the streets of Detroit,
to
and I can remember just as well as a teenager being told. I mean, we couldn't walk down the street if if a group of boys say hi to you, tell you you're pretty, uh, just smile and say thank you and keep going. Watch how you respond to them. And this is 40 something years ago.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
So
right.
it's not new.
I
It's
like
not
And you
new.
I
was
just
being
want
It's
to
just
told this by
open.
black men, by your daddies, your
Yes.
uncles, adult
Oh,
men.
yes.
These
Make sure.
men know how
Yes.
dangerous it is out here for us. I want to jump in on something that you said before we change the subject and it died a little bit. I'm sorry. Good evening, everyone. This is Quinky. How are you doing? I Hey,
All
Queen, how
right.
you doing?
I appreciate the space and the availability to be able to speak on the subject. I wanted to jump onto something where Miss Terry has said. She said that why are we here and why is this happening? And I remember a couple of years ago, I was watching a video from a creator. I think his name was Dion, but I can't remember. But I don't know if it was his original thought. But it resonates with me in this situation where he said, with this whole patriarchal movement, basically what it is that, they're teaching men that a woman has a place and she's supposed to be beneath him and things of that sort. And see, the thing about it is, and this is the reason why I'm glad that this space has been allotted for not only not for black men to come in, but not for white women to come in either. It's a black woman space. And the reason for that is because when it comes down to a situation of whatever and patriarchy, even with racism, all right. I remember when I was younger, my grandfather, we had a farm, and it was like he had a white farmer that was next to us, and we had some equipment. The white farmer didn't have the equipment, and I remember the white farmer saying like, "Well, son, if you ain't better than a nigger, then who you better than?" Right? Because they convinced them that as long as I'm better than the nigger, I'm still not this poor slob if it's a white person. But it's always a white lash that comes back, even when it comes to like Rosewood or Black Wall Street, or when we pulled yourself up by your bootstraps to where they didn't give us no boots to begin with. Once we did do that, the jealousy came in or whatever. Okay, now we're gonna burn it all down. Because if you're not better than a nigger, then who you better than? So in that situation, it's the same thing with black men. See, when it comes down to black women, white women or women in general, okay, when they was fighting for suffrage and everything like that, white women, because of the color of their skin, when they have to choose when the chips are down, they're going to choose their skin color because they're only 1/10 away from the one who's ruling everything, the white man who's at the top of that hierarchy, right? They're only, so black women, so white women and black men are parallel. They're both only one digit away from being that white man. When it comes down to white women, when the fight comes down, white women will choose their skin color to go to side with. Black men will
Choose
choose
their
their
maleness.
gender.
Yep.
They will choose their gender because, hey, I might not be a white man, but I'm better than a woman. I'm a black man, so who can I oppress? Then I oppress the black woman to make me
Yep.
closer to be. So
Yep.
they're always punching down. So there's always some kind of white lash that comes after black people make progress, right? There's a white lash. When we had Obama, he was a president for 2 terms. No incidents, occurrences, no scandals, no nothing. What was the white lash that came after that? They had elected Trump because of their anger and their white lash. So it's the same thing with black men. Okay, black women think they're doing something. They don't need us for money. I've been celibate for 3.5 years. Okay, I'm a truck driver. They don't need us for sex. They don't need us for security, or they claim they don't need us for protection or whatever. So then we're gonna beat that to them. So what's gonna happen when they don't do that? Then here comes the backlash, right, of the acting out, which you're right. So that means that the violence is going to increase because they know they're losing the control. So the only thing they can do is punch down. And we're the ones on the bottom, just like Monica said, we're the ones on the bottom, they're punching down. So it is going to become more increasingly dangerous for Black women in general, not just all women, Black women. At this point, she's absolutely correct. I was telling the ladies yesterday, find a way to protect yourself. I am armed. I have martial arts background, so I've never ever in my life felt like I needed a Black man to protect me. I've always been able to protect myself. I never looked for their protection, but there are women out there who don't know how to protect themselves. They don't want to use a pew-pew. They don't know how to do martial arts or whatever. I have a book. I wrote a book called The Her Method. If you guys look at the tree, it's my link if you want to get it. Where there's systematic ways that you can put yourself in systematic ways that you do the same thing over and over again, and it puts you in a situational awareness of protection. Put yourself in that situational awareness of protection to where that if you can't physically protect yourself, you damn sure can't, as Rose showed you, depend on the ninjas that's next door to you to protect you, right? There might not be a woman like me because I'm going to protect you, not on my watch, if I see something happening that way. But if you learn these different systems and we band together to teach one another, it comes with the education. Teach one another, help one another, grow one another in spaces like this. That's why I'm so grateful that you provided the space for us to come in here to show one another that I got your back, sister, if nothing else. And just like Miss Terry said, fuck the ninja. Okay? We don't we over that shit. You understand what I'm saying? I'm 49 years old. I've been a widow for 16 years. And society keeps coming to me saying, well, what's wrong with you?
Yep.
There's nothing
Yep.
wrong with me. I'm happy single. I'm alone, but I'm not lonely. I'm happy with me. I don't need a man
Yes.
to learn my happiness.
Yes.
And you're safe and you're not overexerting yourself for
There you
somebody
go.
who ain't giving you what you give them.
Exactly. So that's how I want to say. That's the reason why we are military. It's because the only thing they can do is to punch down. Just like they have in the politics that say, if we can give 50% of the male vote, we'll be able to rule this country for more than 100 years. That's how they're getting it. Turn the Black man against the Black woman. The Black woman then takes the protection. Who the hell you think is marching? It's us. The Black
Yeah.
woman then takes the protection away from the Black man. So then they linked up with us and they vote us into office. And now we can rule everybody for the next 100 years because you divide and conquer. You
And
understand? You
yeah.
divide and conquer.
And I think they're having issues also, and I'm just keeping it 100. I don't want, I really don't think that I want to date anymore because now the new thing is you have to ask a man, does he like men as well as women? I'm not going to do that because I'm all woman. I'm all woman. I'm 100% woman. And I could just give it as a thought. I'm not saying all black men. That's not what I'm saying. But you got a lot of brothers with a lot of self-hate. They're DL brothers. Go on and live your best life. Ain't nobody judging you because we don't have a right to. Do your thug thizzle and leave us alone. If it's any real men out there that really want to step up to the plate and be real men, we here for you. 100%. But I'm just saying what you're not going to do is I'm not going to load the issues going on hell to the no. You're not going to come in here thinking you're going to sleep on my couch until things get better for you. No, brother. No.
Being
You're not
alone is the
doing
new black
no,
love. Being
no,
alone is the
no,
new black love.
no,
I don't
no.
want us, Miss Terry,
Mm-mm.
I'm gonna just take
Go
over for
ahead.
a second because I don't want us to get too derailed talking about these men. I really want
Okay.
us to talk about what we can do as black women to create safety and create the space that we deserve. I definitely think that black women, it's time to stop living with these men cohabitating. But what do we do as black women, as a community, to make ourselves safer? Because, like I said, the more of us who divest, the more violence we are going to face. Because
Learn.
so we need to start protecting ourselves.
Learn.
Before I let anybody else speak, I just want to make note of a few call to actions that I have on my page. If you go to my page, I have a call to action folder One is to help Roe get her account back. I'm really sad that she hasn't gotten it back yet. The young lady who was hit with the brick, black men and whoever else got together and got her account banned. And so if you go into that call to action video, there's 2 videos regarding Roe. The second video, part 4, is the one that's going to walk you through how to go to TikTok website and request that her account be unbanned. The other call to action, a content creator on this profile, on this platform, on TikTok, back in 2021 created a petition to make Black femicide, the unaliving of Black women, a hate crime. She has been trying to reach the first goal of getting 5,000 signatures. She is right now, last time I checked, she was at about 3,600. I know that we can get this petition to the next level, and we're going to need to keep engaging with it, because after this goal, there'll be another goal. And we've been talking about trying to figure out how to create a petition also to make the assault of Black women somehow get some kind of mandatory sentencing or no bail or something. We just saw this happen in South Africa. The last call to action is we're trying to figure out how we can create a system in which Black women support each other in arming ourselves. Because again, the violence against Black women, the more they normalize it, the more it's going to happen. And so we need to start arming ourselves and preparing ourselves. And so I myself am not in a position to arm myself right now financially. And I know that there are a lot of Black women who might be in the same situation, and also to get the training and get the right license to carry. And so I really want to figure out a way for us as a community to help each other be able to be safe out here in these streets. Because, like I said, the more these things, these violent actions are normalized against us, the more they're going to happen. We're going to see an increase of these things. So we have to, at this point, start protecting ourselves, because I don't know what else to say. And I want to say this because I feel like y'all all touched on this. Black men act like Black women have always hated Black men. We have been on the front line for them. We have loved them. We have raised them, nurtured them. We have taken them in, supported their dreams, sacrificed ourselves, our bodies, and enough is enough. We've given enough to get nothing back in return. Not even, and this is the thing, the situation with Roe, if Black men had just shut up, if they had, it's bad enough that they're not supporting this Black woman, but why would you try to harm her? They're going out of their way to try to discredit this woman, to harm this woman, to make it unsafe for her. That I cannot process. It's one thing if you'll say, okay, I'm not going to protect you because you're not my girlfriend, my sister, my wife, or whatever. Okay, but it's something totally different when you go out of your way to prove that this thing didn't. And we saw the same thing because had just told the truth about what they saw and what occurred that day. Witnesses literally lied. And that Black woman and her son spent days in jail. And it was only because a Black woman came forth with the footage to show people what really happened that her and her son were released. These people do not care about us. They don't care. So we have to start caring. And that's how this whole conversation started. It started with me talking about Black women participating in this violent rhetoric and this harm against other Black women. For example, Spice with the Erica Mena situation, even this Black girl, Erica Lachey, on this app, who is saying that Black women who are worthy of being protected are diamonds and the rest of us are dirt, and all of this nonsense. This rhetoric makes us more endangered. It normalizes harm and violence against us. And I'm going to stop talking there and leave it open for somebody else. But that's really what I want to talk about. I want to talk about what we can do moving forward to make us safe, because the world don't care. The world don't care. White women don't care. So white women in the comment section being mad, talking about why you clumping all white people together. She had nothing to say when we were clumping all Black men together. She had nothing to say when we were clumping all Black women together. But now all of a sudden, when you say white women, now she's offended and she has questions. Nobody has our back.
I say something. So sorry, I get really shy talking, but I can't stop talking. Anyways, I'm half black and half Mexican, and I've lived in both hoods, and I've seen very familiar things. I am a survivor of abuse, and especially with my father. My father was a really, really bad man. He was very abusive, and he sexually forced his children into, I don't want to say it because I don't want to get kicked off, but or ban your page.
Please
Um,
don't.
I'm a huge advocate for mental health in
Oh
Black
my God.
communities, and I think that a lot of people don't want to talk about mental health because it's really not talked about. They defund mental health. The government doesn't necessarily believe that mental health, should be existent in these communities, but
I'm sorry. I dropped Rebel, and I know that she's not gonna be happy, but that's not what we're talking about. And she turned me off when she said hoods. I didn't know what that meant. Um, it felt like something not necessary. Yeah, thank you, both hoods. I didn't know what that meant. I tried to be a little patient and see where she was going with it, but the mental health, I don't know. We're not gonna do that. So if anybody else wants to talk about what Black women need to do and what Black women can do for ourselves and each other, then please take the floor. But we're not gonna do that. Like I don't both hoods. I don't know. Sorry. Hold on, Miss Sarah, can you hear me? People are saying they can't hear you.
Yes.
Can you guys hear us? Can you hear me talking, guys?
Oh,
Somebody said the
okay.
sound was blocked. Can you
Oh,
tap the screen to make the live, like the live, share it? Miss Terry, go ahead and speak and see if we can hear you.
okay. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Can y'all hear Miss Terry?
I can
Okay,
hear her.
awesome. Can y'all tap the screen to like the live,
I
share the
I
live?
think is it breaking up? Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Thank you guys so much
Okay.
for all the gifts. I appreciate it.
Okay. I was just saying that we should start teaching the young women. Bring them with us. Knowledge is power, y'all. It really truly is. And if this situation that's going on with our brothers, whatever it may be, it's not up to them. It's us because we are the beginning, the middle, and the end. You can't get around us. We're not going anywhere. So protect your sisters. I don't mind. I don't mind the research. Y'all, we are soldiers. We are warriors. Think about all the things that we've been through and we can make it better. Communication rules the nation. And somebody's in here even talking about there's places that will give free gun lessons. Take advantage of whatever is close to you that will help you protect you. It's a lot of us alone. We live alone. We need protection. That and I'm gonna give the floor to somebody else, but that's just one of the things. I would love to be with a group of women with the same mindset that
I
we got to
agree.
do this and have I have our daughters, our granddaughters with us because they will have something to talk about in 50 years about what we did, so they didn't have to go through this. I'm just saying, ladies.
Okay, yeah, I think so. So I think with at this point, I'm a stop the live and I'll just regroup and come back.
Okay. Okay.
So give me a few minutes, guys. I'm gonna end the live. Give me a few minutes and I'll come back.
Okay. We'll see you then.
Thank you guys so much for your participation so far. I appreciate you. And thank you guys for the gift. I'll be back.
All right.